Well, hey folks, it is time to answer the questions that came up in the other video. So first up, cheers. Hope you're having a great day, and I wanted to thank everyone for dropping a comment and, really just asking a question. So let's go straight to it. Now, it really wasn't part of the actual question video, but after the Song Jong-nung video, people did ask about how I got the audio while I was very far away from my camera, and that's courtesy of this device that Joe got me for my birthday back in February. It's a Samsung H2, and it actually can record up to 4-channel stereo sound. Also has an external mic input, which is what I used in that video. I had a lapel mic attached. It's AA powered and records right on an SD card to make it really easy for you to use, not only as a remote mic for your video cameras, just syncing the audio in post-production, but if you want to use it as a field microphone to record nature sounds or interviews or whatever. So the H2, really recommend that product. Tech Talk Guy asked how did I get started making videos and some advice for new YouTubers. I got started making videos on YouTube because at the time I was making a fairly regular blog posting on another website, and when I got my MacBook Pro I saw it had a webcam and thought, hey, maybe I'll just do a video journal instead of writing one, and kind of just did that. Over the time, I started doing more regular blogs on this website, and then also in the past I've done news reports and other things. My joy really are making videos related to certain topics rather than your normal vlog. I really don't think my life is all that interesting and would rather open up discussions on various topics or show things about my adventures around the world. As far as advice for new people making videos on YouTube, whatever you do, make it a passion. If it's something that you don't enjoy doing, don't do it. Making videos is something that should be fun and something you should do for yourself rather than for other people. If someone likes it, that's awesome. If someone doesn't like it, who cares? There's some name on a computer screen that you're never ever going to see. Do it because you love it, and anyone who leaves hate comments, don't pay any mind to them. If someone leaves you good or bad criticism, take it with a grain of salt and really look at what they have to say. Chances are that if it's really good criticism, it'll make you have a better video product later on down the road. Tech Talk Guy also asked if I was going to continue the Family Feud series. Yes, I am. I'm actually in the process of trying to schedule the next Family Feud video, and I'm going to change it up a little bit, and it's going to be I think bigger and better than ever before. So there you go with that one. Let's see. The music in the background of that question video was DD Groove by Kevin MacLeod, and let's see. Going through here. Victor, give me a flake man, give me a break man, give me a drama man. Asked me a whole bunch of questions. What happened to my hair? Well, let's see. I started losing my hair in high school, and then in graduate school I actually started shaving my head on a semi-regular basis. And then in 2003, 2004, I actually started shaving my head consistently every day or every other day. The main reason was twofold. When I was in graduate school, I started cutting my own hair because, well, I was too cheap to go out and pay a barber to really just give me a buzz cut. And then when it got really, really thin on top, I had to keep it cut so short and at such a regular interval that if I didn't, the sides would kind of look like this little Q-tippy type thing, but it would be very, very thin on top, so thin that you could actually see through it. So I just finally decided, you know what? I like the bald look. I've been doing it for so many years. I'm just going to make it a permanent fixture. He also asked, how tall am I? Am I, that I look really, really tall? And Victor, I am 6'4" or 190.3 centimeters according to my last physical. And he also asked, do Korean girls hit all over the foreign guys and vice versa? That's actually a really interesting question. Based on where you are, the answer is yes or the answer is no. If you're in a rural area or a very traditional area, the answer is going to be no because of the social stigma related to dating a foreigner. However, if you're in an expat area, say like Itaewon in the Seoul district, the answer is completely opposite. You will see foreigners hit on Korean women and vice versa because they are very westernized. But typically you don't see a lot of Korean women hitting on men. You do see some foreigners hit on and date Korean women outside of the Seoul, Itaewon area, but it's not, really overt type of stuff. It's very much a traditional Asian type dating relationship. Grimace Stephen asks, what grades do I teach? I teach predominantly elementary students, grades 3 through 6 at this school. Silent Fades asks, what's the mindset in Korea regarding homosexuality? That could be a topic in and of itself. Homosexuality in Korea is largely ignored in terms of it being native within the Korean population. It's looked as something that foreigners bring into the country and is really not tolerated well. In fact, I believe it was last year, a very popular Korean actor, Korean singer, came out as being gay and got so much hate message and hate mail that he wound up killing himself over it. I find this very interesting because by Western standards, Korea is very, the men hold hands, they hug each other. You go to a jjimjilbang and you hang out with your buddies and you're all naked. That's something that in a Western culture you would think of as being, very gay, but here is just the norm. So, to have that kind of attitude to someone who actually is homosexual, I find just mind-boggling that that they would have that kind of stigma towards it. So, there's your answer, Mark. Let's see. Am I a permanent resident in Korea or just staying for a short period of time? This is from Little Bug KF. I'm only here for a year teaching on this E2 visa. The coolest thing I've seen over here has got to be, I went up to the demilitarized zone last, I think, October. Yeah, last October. So I actually was in Panmunjom. I saw the North Korean soldiers. It was bloody awesome. It was freaking awesome. The oddest food I have eaten since I've been here. Ooh, probably sundae. Sundae, the blood sausage. Sunday's probably been the most oddest thing. Kurt asks, what do I think about the worldwide reaction to North Korean nuclear tests and so forth? I think it's been overblown. I think you certainly should pay careful attention to any country that is developing nuclear weapons, but I think, especially in the United States, you have the whole "if it bleeds, it leads" attitude towards news, and a lot of news stories are over-exaggerated and done to play on people's fears rather than really look at the hard analytical facts. Let's see, going on down the list. Arnak221 asks, didn't really ask, but he talks about thinking about teaching abroad after he or she graduates, and that it'd probably be hard to be away from family. And it is. I certainly miss Joe very, very much, but I'm also thankful that we have this technology where I can talk to her on a regular basis almost every day through a webcam and see her. It certainly helps close the distance gap, but is not a substitution for actually being there. So if you do decide to teach abroad, be aware that it certainly does play in your heartstrings, but you also come out of it with a great new worldview and have the opportunity to really experience something that a lot of people won't have the opportunity to do or won't decide to do. Let's see. Brayhawk asks about the background in the Q&A video. I have Final Cut Studio. It's where I do a lot of my editing work, and the background is actually one of the default movie loops that come with the program's library, so nothing really special. Jordmate asks, what is the price of bottled water over here? Like pretty much everywhere, it varies from place to place. You find essentially two sizes over here. You find 500 mils and 2 liters. And the 2 liters can range anywhere in price from 500 won to more than 1,000 won. And the 500 milliliters can range in the same price range. Most often, the water that I buy that has, in my opinion, the best taste is roughly 700 to 1,000 won for 2 liters. And I usually buy a 6-pack of those and store it in the fridge. Sometimes I will buy a 500 mil if I'm out on the go, and those can anywhere be between 500 won and 1,000 won because you're paying for the convenience of having a smaller size, or you're getting it from a roadside stand or something like that. So there you have it. Thanks again for posing these questions. I do really enjoy answering them. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in this comment section, and I'll do my best to get back to them. I really am humbled by all the subscribers, and really thank you for your continued support. More interesting and fun things are coming your way from Korea, and as I mentioned, the return of the YouTube Family Feud. We'll see you next time.